This is the entire GTA universe. Although we have all experienced the game a little bit different, then the reality is that we have all lived through the same GTA lore. But what is the actual true story of GTA? In which ways are GTA 5 and GTA Online connected, and how are these two even connected with other GTA titles? Well, for these questions and many more, we finally have the answers in this documentary. For most GTA players, the story of GTA 5 and GTA Online starts with 2013, when the game first released, but that isn't quite true. Firstly, because according to GTA Universe's own timeline, our online character immigrated to Los Santos and started making moves in the city already before the GTA 5 storyline action. And secondly, as many of you also remember, the story mode itself started with a mission that actually took place in 2004. So there has been plenty of action before 2013. But let's start off with how our three main characters even got involved in the GTA 5 story actions. Firstly, Michael DeSanta and Trevor Phillips, both born in the 1960s in the Midwest. Although they both had a rough childhood with problematic parents, then they didn't get to know each other until the late 1980s, when they were both around 20 years old. They met each other during an air freight mission where Trevor killed the guy that was following Michael.
A few days later, I'm waiting on the runway. I see this dust coming up off the road, only it ain't one dust trail, it's two. I got told one guy in cargo. First car comes through the gate, stops, someone comes out. It's my age, just 20, kinda fat but strong underneath.
Love at first sight.
Yeah, something like that. Other car comes through the gate. Old guy falls out, starts yelling, waving his arms and pointing at the kid.
The dude that got jacked?
Who fucking knows? Fat guy's running, old guy's shouting. I don't really care, I play peacemaker. Concerned citizen. I get close to the old guy and I pull out this flare gun I'm carrying around, squeeze the thing off in his eye.
Shit.
It was horrible. We had to pick up the body and dump it in a lake on the way. Thing was still burning in his head when we dropped him. Plane never smelt the same.
Somewhere in the 1990s, they also included Lester and Brad into their group. Lester was basically hired as the brains for the heists, while Brad was just the guy Trevor met. In the 1990s, Michael also started his family and wanted out of the criminal lifestyle. And so in 2004, he met an FIB agent in North Yankton named Dave Norton. Dave agreed to help Michael set up his own death in exchange for taking glory in so-called killing Michael. Michael and Dave succeeded in that, and shortly after the failed bank robbery of Ludendorff, they both moved to the sunny state of San Andreas and Los Santos to be exact. And not long after, Lester also followed. Although Lester had been involved with the criminal group, then he did not approve the failed bank robbery in 2004, and so after that incident he cut contacts with the whole heist crew. The main reason Lester moved to Los Santos though was completely unconnected to Michael whatsoever. Lester's childhood dream was to rob the Union Depository that happened to be located in Los Santos. While Brad was also killed during the action in 2004, then Trevor was all well and alive. For uncertain reasons, Trevor also moved to San Andreas, but to the desert town of Sandy Shores, where he could not be detected by the feds. There he started his own business called Trevor Phillips Enterprises and made contacts with the people living there, including Ron, who he hired to be the CEO of his company. So by the late 2000s, Lester, Michael and Trevor had all moved to San Andreas, but all for different reasons, and nobody knew about each other's existence, except for Lester, who knew that Michael was still alive and living in Los Santos under a new name.
You don't sound good, buddy.
Tactful and charming even in death. Hey, come see me, old friend. I'm living in Los Santos, just like you. Marietta Heights.
Whoa, wait. Hey, how do you... Hello?
But wait, there is one more main character, and that is of course Franklin Clinton. Unlike all the other characters, Franklin grew up in Los Santos, or South Los Santos to be exact. Already at the early ages, him and his best friend Lamar, who he met in school, got involved in the gang life. Also, mostly because of the lack of parents in their childhood. Franklin was also a bit younger than Michael and Trevor, having been born in 1988. But now the story gets even more interesting, because all of these guys were living in San Andreas in the late 2000s and early 2010s. Then our online character moved to Liberty City in 2008. Although he tried to make his criminal breakthrough in the biggest city in the US, then it didn't quite happen. Terrorizing the streets of Liberty City and taking part in team deathmatches wasn't enough to up our criminal career. Having been quite disappointed with the move to Liberty City, somewhere in the early 2010s, our online character started searching for a new location to move to. And by a complete coincidence, our online character met our now good friend on Life Invader, and that was of course Franklin's best buddy Lamar Davis. Lamar started convincing our online character to move to Los Santos, as LS was the place for making careers. Most likely Lamar's description of Los Santos was a bit delusional, but nonetheless he convinced our online character to move there. And so in very early 2013 our online character also moved to Los Santos and was met by Lamar himself.
God damn, girl, you fine as a motherfucker. Oh, I mean that like not like in a stalker type way or nothing. I'm just saying, like, you do look good. You know, we've been friends online for so long, it's time for us to take our relationship a little bit further, like in like a sexual way or something. Oh, my bad. It ain't like that. Excuse me, Fuck it, that's neither here nor there. Despite the rejection, I'm still gonna help you get settled in, baby. You might not be the flowers type girl, but I got something else for you. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Los Santos.
Step by step, our online character started working towards building his criminal career. The first connections he got was through Lamar himself. Lamar introduced our online character to Gerald, to whom our online character started delivering illegal goods to. When our online character had done this for a while, bigger names contacted him, including Martin Madrazo, the Mexican cartel leader, but also Lester Crest himself, who potentially was already looking at potential people to rob the Union Depository with. But as we later found out, he thought our online character to be yet too unpredictable.
Got any contacts in LS or not?
I've been working with someone, but they're too unpredictable.
Anyway, after robbing an RV van during one of our contact missions, we accidentally stole it from none other than Trevor Phillips himself. Keep in mind that this was before the story mode actions, when Trevor still lived in Sandy Shores, not knowing Michael was still alive. But rather than killing us, Trevor decided to actually give our online character some jobs.
It's time to start repaying your debt to society, and you can start by dealing with the terrible harm you've done to the local businesses, especially mine. Now go on.
Now at this point we had worked for many different people and were proving ourselves to a certain extent. We had gathered enough money to buy ourselves an apartment, and because of this, Lester finally gave us our first big opportunity, which was to rob the Fleeca Bank. Now keep in mind that while the heists update came out in 2015, then in the GTA timeline it actually still took place somewhere in early to mid 2013. Our Fleeca Bank robbery with our associate went well, and we made our first big money from that. Shortly after that, through Lester, we were introduced to Agent 14, an IAA agent that needed our help, or actually quite a lot of it. Firstly, the IAA needed us to break a Russian scientist out of the Bolingbroke Penitentiary, in exchange for the scientist giving us schematics of the Humane Labs facility. And quite expectedly, after this prison break, the IAA needed us to raid the Humane Labs to steal some information from the institution. And after this mission, our online character also met Karen Daniels, an IAA agent from the GTA 4 action in Liberty City.
And for God's sake, I hope you're professional enough to get rid of the evidence.
Now, after we had worked for Lester and the IAA, we got contacted by none other than Trevor Phillips Industries and set up a meeting in our own apartment.
Now haven't we met already? Huh? Have you met Ron? Have you? Well, either way, it doesn't matter. Congratulations! Huh? You all now have jobs in a startup. This is it. Trevor Phillips Industries. Welcome aboard.
That's right, now we were a part of some new project that was led by Trevor Phillips himself. Again, this all happened before the storyline action, meaning Trevor didn't have a lot of money. After we had successfully robbed the illegal goods from many different gangs, including the Ballas, but also the Lost MC, Trevor paid us for our work, but got ultimately set up by the DOI.
Why do you keep saying that? And how is it that you know my name? Fucking narc!
You're under. You are under arrest for trespassing.
Get away! 3-6! Asshole!
After this quite a failed attempt of creating a new project, our online character was once again called up by Lester, this time to conduct an even bigger bank robbery, aka the Pacific Standard job. Of course, we also did that job perfectly, and for completing all of the heists perfectly, Lester managed to give our online character and each associate $10 million for the criminal mastermind activities. We spent it on absolutely anything we could, from designer penthouses and super yachts to cool new cars and weapons. But in a few short months we were going broke again, and that's when a newly established organization called the SecuroServe contacted us to become their CEO. For that, our online character made a final big investment and bought himself a new office. Our main task was importing and exporting both cars and illegal goods. We bought ourselves many storage facilities throughout the city to store the cargo to. Seeing the success we were having, Lester also wanted in on our business action, and for that he made deals with the MC clubs to sell their clubhouses to our online character. Upon purchasing the MC clubhouse, Lester contacted us via an undercover name called LJT. The MC clubhouse acted as a headquarters for all other businesses that we could manage directly through our own MC. And so in the end of 2013, our online character was managing businesses on two fronts, with his SecuroServe organization and his motorcycle club. But this is also the point where, according to the GTA own timeline, the GTA 5 storyline action starts taking place, after all of these online DLCs. It was in 2013 that Lamar and Franklin were still working for Simeon, the Armenian car dealer. During one of the repossession jobs though, Franklin was to steal a car belonging to Michael's son Jimmy. Michael ordered Franklin to drive into the scamming auto dealership and beat up Simeon himself. After these events, Franklin went to Michael's house for a beer, and quite weirdly, they quickly became good buddies. At the same time, Michael's own family life that he had been building for years was about to collapse. During one of the missions, Michael found his wife cheating with a tennis coach and accidentally torn down a mansion of Martin Matrazzo in Vinewood Hills with Franklin, thinking it belonged to the tennis coach. To finance the rebuild, Michael and Franklin had to get some money, and for that Michael contacted Lester, an old friend from the North Yankton days. Lester decided that the best bet would be to rob a jewelry store in Rockford Hills, which Franklin and Michael did with a helping crew. But there was a very specific sentence Michael told to a parking officer that went on the national TV.
You forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
And of course it was none other than Trevor Phillips who saw that sentence on TV, which made Trevor believe that Michael was still alive, and so he ordered Wade, a buddy of his from Sandy Shores, to find Michael's address to then go and visit him in Los Santos. Keep in mind that it wasn't actually Trevor's first time in Los Santos, as he had visited our online character here multiple times. Eventually he met Michael and they kind of started working together again, but things got a bit messy as Trevor found out Michael had been working with the FIB from already 2004. As FIB now had leverage over Michael, they ordered our main character trio to complete all sorts of missions for the FIB, which included kidnapping an Azerbaijani man from the IAA and Karen Daniels, the same officer from GTA 4 and who our online character had also met, but also many other missions that the FIB so much needed. While doing that, Michael and Trevor got into a bit of a fight with Martin Madrazo because Trevor decided to kidnap his wife. And so for some time Michael and Trevor had to lay low in Sandy Shores, away from Los Santos. Meanwhile in Los Santos, Franklin was trying to get out of the gang lifestyle of South LS and finally make something out of himself to get back his high school girlfriend Tanisha. And here's where Lester came to play. Lester wasn't only a mastermind in managing heists but also in stock market manipulation, and with the help of Franklin he decided to continue also conducting the manipulation. In return, Lester bought Franklin a house in Vinewood Hills to get away from the gang lifestyle, while at the same time Michael and Trevor decided to rob a bank in Palito Bay for a helicopter that the FIB needed, and Franklin also came to help. After that, Michael and Trevor finally returned Martin's wife back to him and moved back to Los Santos. It was then that they decided to make one final big score, aka the Union Depository, planned completely by Lester himself. It's unclear why Lester wouldn't choose our online character to conduct this mission, as at that time our online character was already quite an established criminal, but I guess Lester found our storyline trio to be more suitable for the heist. Our crew of course conducted the heist perfectly, but there was still one problem. Everyone had some enemies they had to get rid of, and so as the very final mission, our trio took down all our enemies, including Stretch, a gang member who Franklin disliked, Wei Cheng, who had kidnapped Michael in North Yankton, Steve Haynes, who manipulated all of our characters to work for him, as well as Steven Weston, a billionaire investor who never paid the characters the money they earned. And with that, the 2013 actions ended. The time period from 2014 to 2017 was a low period for both the storyline characters and our online character, as neither of the stories continued during that period. It was in 2017 that our online character got involved with the arms business through the IAA and Agent 14. We bought ourselves a bunker to again start yet another business.
Here we are, the heart of the place, research and manufacturing. You want to make real money? Dirty little secret for you. It's in arms. Log into the network, request a resupply, and bring the hardware back here. The eggheads will take it apart. Cook up new, exciting ways of terminating people. Or just get them to copy existing designs. Then, you sell your weaponry to state-sanctioned actors on the global stage, make a tidy profit, and do the country proud.
Then a few short months later, we bought ourselves a hangar in Fort Sankuro to start a smuggling business with Ron. And as we got to know from Ron, at that time Trevor had moved away from Sandy Shores and had shut down his own business.
That bastard Trev. My best friend? Oh, he's supposed to protect me forever? Then he goes all Vinewood on me. He's too important for Ron now. Like, he's a guru. He's a lifestyle coach. I don't know what he is. I bet he's got abs.
In the end of 2017, we literally saved the world with both Lester Crest and the whole IAA from Avon Hertz and his AI Clifford. Although we were first working for Avon, then as it came out on the Russian submarine with Bogdan, Avon actually tried to take over the world.
I'm in charge! Me and Clifford! Go fuck yourselves, losers! Yes, losers!
Yes, we're in charge. Me and my dad. We're in charge. And this outdated low-tech submarine will self-destruct in 30 seconds.
I think you've got to get out of there quickly!
Scuba gear by hatch over there. I have secret escape pod. Good luck!
And so in the very end of 2017, we went to raid Avon's headquarters in Mount Chiliad and also killed him.
You can't stop progress, you fools! I'm the future! I'm a tidal wave of tsunamis! I cannot be stopped! Clifford cannot be stopped!
Get in those silly jetpacks and chase that little snot!
In 2018, we relaxed a little from saving the world. We opened a new nightclub business with Kate Tony and also started competing in arena wars, but to be honest, we got bored from the arena wars really quickly. Then in 2019, the Diamond Casino and Resort was finally opened. In summer, we worked for the Chengs to protect the casino from the Thuggans, who wanted to buy out the Chengs from the casino. But in the end, they did buy the Chengs out, but the process was peaceful. But then in the end of 2019, the Chengs hired us once again, this time to rob the Diamond Casino with Lester. The only reason Lester agreed to rob it, as he seemed to be already retired, was because of his feelings towards Georgina Cheng. Although our robbery was successful, then Lester seemed to be even more successful in finally retiring and starting a relationship.
How about now?
How did you hack my cell phone?
You're going to have to work harder for that.
In 2020, we were contacted by Martin Madrazo's son, who wanted us to rob an island in the Caribbean controlled by El Rubio. El Rubio had sensitive files about the Madrazos, which actually included pictures of Martin Madrazo's wife and Trevor taken in 2013. After we had robbed the island, our online character and Pavel, our Russian submarine captain, continued robbing the island, as it was quite an easy way to make a lot of money. Then in 2021, our online character got involved in the underground street racing scene of Los Santos, where we could also sometimes see Lamar's old car. And it was in the end of 2021 that we connected with Franklin and reconnected with Lamar, because of our new agency that we started with Franklin. The agency provided services to many celebrities, including Dr. Dre, whose music files had been stolen. It was in 2021 that we also got to know that Franklin had become a real hustler.
Now me? Shit, I'm a hustler that made it big. Big house, nice cars, a family and everything.
Michael had become a movie director.
Man, shit, I know one of the producers around here. I hope his ass ain't at work today.
And Trevor, well, Trevor was still alive.
This crazy dude swung by earlier, dressed like a hobo, like really on edge. She swore him and Mr. Clinton used to work together. Got really angry when I said he wasn't available. I had to stop him from shitting on the desk. Seriously.
From 2021, our online character's actions haven't been quite up to his standards. In summer of 2022, we were hired by the IAA agent ULP, who was also active in GTA 4 and Liberty City. In the end of 2022, we made some money with a weird-ass gang called the Fooligans, who had taken over Trevor's old facilities in Sandy Shores. And in 2023, well, we made some bounty hunts with Maud and got involved with the Armenian mob living in the La Puerta scrapyard. Now finally in 2024 we were reconnected with Pavel and a new character, formerly from the FIB, aka Jody Marshall. We got close to some files of the FIB and decided to make some money from it. We also got a message from Lester and saw that he was indeed still together with Georgina and wished us good luck for our operations. Now in 2024 it looks like the story of GTA 5 and GTA Online is coming to an end. And so the question remains that who will we see in the GTA 6 action? Well, firstly our online character will definitely definitely relocate to Vice City, as he has run out of new and big job opportunities in Los Santos. I also believe that both Franklin and Michael will move to Vice City and will in some way be connected to the GTA 6 story. Trevor will most likely not be in GTA 6, as his voice actor doesn't have good relations with Rockstar Games anymore, and neither do I believe that we will see Lester in Vice City, as he seems to now be completely retired. It will be interesting to see though if we will see Lamar in Vice City with Franklin. I think that Lamar would fit in perfectly into the scene of Vice City, but I guess we will just have to wait and see if my predictions will beat the reality. Anyway, that is it for this documentary. If you enjoyed, make sure to also check out my other documentaries about the GTA universe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.